Hi guys, this is Sai Kumar Kortivada. In this video, we will learn about put and patch API. I have explained you about get, post and get by ID in my previous videos. In this video, we'll target for put and patch APIs. To do that, we need an ID because put and patch are mainly used to update the existing one or update only a single property. In this way, we will be using put and patch. So in this case also, we need some parameter which is passed from the postman. So how we can do that? First thing, how the patch and put will work. So let me go here. I'll create one more request and this request I'm just copying and I want to update the user whose ID is 1 and I want to update only one particular property. So in that case, what I can do is I can go with patch. We are doing only some updates. In that case, let me go into the body and inside this body, what we'll do is we will create a normal raw data in a JSON format and I'll pass only the name property. So name property I want to update for that as Sai Kumar. It's a combination of two words. But what we have exactly, let's see that. So already we have created get by ID in my previous video. If you didn't watch that, please check out that video for better understanding. Let me hit this and if you were seeing here, you are getting a name as Sai. But what I want to do is I want to update that as a Sai Kumar after executing this patch request. So now first we need to get this one as well as the body. So what I'll do is I'll create one more export async functionality and the function is patch whereas it will receive some request. So let me get the request and here in this request we'll be using as a next request and we need the value whatever he passed. So we'll be using something like params and this params is of type params again and it will be getting an ID where it is having a string. So this params will give you an ID and that ID will be equivalent to the ID whatever you are passing over here. So let me show you that. Now const ID is equal to I'll convert this params.id into a number because I want to get the numbered data and also I want to get the body whatever the user passed. So here the body is equal to I'll be getting it from request.json and you will be getting a JSON request here and it is a promise based, so I will be awaiting this one. So I can make something like a payload and now I want to search whether this ID exists or not. So first case is we need to search whether that particular ID exists or not. So in that case, what we can do is it is simple const filtered data as we did before. Same thing, filtered data is equal to I'll be using all the users which already exist. And if you are using a DB, you will be getting the users from DB. So users dot filter and I want to get obj implies obj.id and whose ID is equivalent to the ID whatever I'm getting from URL. So if my filter data dot length exists, then I will be getting that particular index value. So first we need an index value to update our users. So instead of filter, I'll use something like find index. So I'll be getting a index value over here. If my index is not equal to -1, that means already there is an index, then you can update it. So we will be updating something like users and I'm passing an index whose name is equal to whatever the name I'm getting from the payload. So I'll be updating this particular users and then immediately I'll return a new response whereas my response should have json.stringify whatever the value it has updated. So I can just pass something like users of that particular index and I can update it with a response headers as content hyphen type and it is of application slash JSON and then I want to pass a status of it has been updated. So I can go with 200 status and status text updated successfully and save this. Now you have the index and then if you don't have the index, for example, if the index is equivalent to -1, that means not found. So whenever it is not found, I'll just use something like this. So here, what I'll do is I'll just pass the response as null and I'll be passing 404, and I'll say that ID does not exist, does not found. So let me save this. Now go here. I'll just use this patch, and then I'll hit this. It will go and update our user data. So let me hit this. Now it has been updated here, and we are getting the response. Let's see get by ID. So if you go to get by ID, you already have the ID over here, which we have updated. Previously it is Sai. Now let me hit this. Now you are getting a value called as Sai Kumar. That means it got updated. So that's how you can use your patch request. So let me save this. This is for updating only name. I'm just updating the name. So let me save this. Now what we'll do is we'll go into user metadata, and I have some other properties like a text or a caption where Sai is a software engineer, and copy this. Kumar is software architect, something like this. I have a caption as well as a name. Like that, you may be having hundreds of parameters. If you want to update all the parameters or multiple parameters, then it is always recommended to use something like put. So put is used to update whole or multiple values in general. So what we'll do is just copy this same thing, and instead of patch, I'll use put, and I'll be getting an ID, and that ID will be converted, and I will be getting a payload. But this time the payload will be more. So I will not update an individual properties. Instead, I'll update all the properties. So what I'll do is I'll just update the all properties whatever I'm getting in the body. And you should not send that body with an ID. So if you have an ID, you should ignore it. So we have to find the index and update the payload. Okay. Now updated successfully, the same story, and here also the same story. Now what we'll do is we'll use something like put. So now let me create a new one where the request method is put, and copy the same thing, put it over here, and let me get the user details, and you got the caption as Sai is a software engineer. Now what I'll do is I'll just go here into the patch, and I'll just copy this body, go here, go into body and raw. So let me paste this. Now I want to change the caption as well. So caption is Sai Kumar became a manager. Save this. And this is like put or update all the details, and save this. Now go here. If you go into the body, you got the name and a caption, and let me try to hit this. Now you can see it has been updated successfully, and you got the name and the caption. So let me go into the ID and get this value. So now we got something like null y. Let's see that. So now go here, the ID whatever you are getting from the parameter, it is not updated properly. So what we have to do is we have to update its previous data as well. So let me use users of that index value and dot 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 payload. So I'm just getting all the values from the payload, and I am updating whatever the payload values matches, that I'm updating in this index. Let me go here and let me try to update again. But before that, let me get all the users. So here, let me get all the users. You got all the users. Sai is a software and Kumar is a software architect. Now what we'll do is we'll update the second one as a manager. He moved from project architect to project manager. Let me consider. Now I'm hitting the same thing here. Now it has been updated, and you got the ID as 2 in the response. And let me save this. Now go to the get by user ID, and we have to pass the ID as 2. Let me hit this. Now you got the updated value. Sai Kumar became a manager. So that's how you can use your put and patch in your application. So we can pass n number of parameters and a body to this put and patch. We can update them accordingly. So in general, both works the same way. You can apply multiple values. It always depends on the logic. But in general, patch and put are differentiated only at the time of updating the values. Whenever you want to update a single value, it is always recommended to use patch. If you want to update multiple values, then you can go with put. Both are used for updation purpose. Real time example, if you are considering, if you want to update the profile, then you can use put. If you want to update only the password, like reset password or forget password, whatever you are doing, that will be coming under the patch value because you are updating only the password. So that's how you have to follow the recommended procedures. And if you don't follow also, it works, but it is always recommended to use the standards. That's it for this video. Hope you like my explanation. If you like my video, like, share, subscribe to my channel for more updates. Signing off. Thank you.